Lawwin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawwin Media Network.
All right, good evening everyone and magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat sa ating mga viewers in the Philippines. It's our 8th episode of Be Bold, Why Not? And we're still in our theme for the season, Unstoppable Voices, Legends, and Rising Stars. So again, as we all do here, or as we do here in Be Bold, Why Not? We are here to inspire you, empower you, and just give you some insights and stories that will help you follow your dreams. And as we do every show, we have a game for all our viewers. Feel free to make your comments, shout outs, or if you have any questions or if you have any stories that you want to share with us, do that, because the more that you comment in our Facebook page, the more chances of you winning a prize at the end of the show. And again, I'm so excited because tonight I have a very, very special guest. But before that, I just want to remind you that we are live on Facebook, YouTube, stream.lawin.live, and twitch.tv. And if you miss our live show, you can listen to our podcast on Spotify, Amazon Podcast, Google Podcast, and a lot more. So again, for the past few episodes, or for the past episodes for this season, I have had the honor to guest a lot of our singers here locally in Houston, even international singers or singers that have been in the Philippines and they're making it here in the United States. And tonight, I'm so privileged to have a very young talent here in Houston, Texas, but she is actually soaring high and she is really unstoppable in following her dream. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you our guest for tonight, Jamel Mariano. Jamel, there she
Hi
is.
everyone. Good evening. First I would like to say thank you to Tita MJ and the rest of the crew on the Lawin Network for having me here tonight, and I'm so excited to be here. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a pleasure, Jamel. And before that, I would like to greet your mom. Hi, MJ. Katukayo, right? Yeah, hi, MJ.
Yeah.
I know you're watching. So, and I am very sure you are proud of your daughter. She's not only pretty, but she's so talented and she's also very smart. I mean,
I owe it all to my mom.
wow. Di ba ganun naman talaga may pinagmanahan, right?
May
Yeah, but
pinagmanahan.
anyhow, I know our viewers would be very excited to first get to know you because we have a lot of viewers from the Philippines. So first, we want to know where you're from in the Philippines, Jamel. Tell us your story. Like as a kid, where did you come from? If you have any siblings, or just take it away.
Hi. So, I was born in Manila. And well, my mom is from, my grandparents, my grandmother is from Tarlac, and my grandfather is from Cagayan. And well, we have family there. But I was really born in the Philippines, in Manila. But when I was 1 year old, I went to Japan for my mom's post. So, I grew up there. I got accustomed to the life there, and I've lived there for 6 years. But I can't speak Japanese though, unfortunately, because I told my mom that because one time there were like children that wanted to be friends with me, quote unquote, but couldn't because I can't speak Japanese. And my mom told me, "Hey, Jam, you should learn how to speak Japanese." But instead, I told her, no, they should learn how to speak English and be accustomed to me. So I was kind of like a little kind of diva back then. I was a little, but yeah, because of that, I went to an international school. And that's where I learned how to really speak English, which made it my first language. And once again, yeah, I've lived there for 6 years. And when I was 7, I went back home to the Philippines, and I went to school there for 4 years. And that's where I learned how to speak Tagalog. And
Mhm.
after that, when I was 11, I came here. So about 6 years ago. Yeah.
Wow.
So now I'm here.
Oh, wow. So you must have had a really exciting childhood because at 1 year old, you've been like, you lived in a foreign country. And it's like, how was it though? I mean, I bet it was a little bit of a challenge because first off, you said that you couldn't speak Japanese. So did the friends that wanted to be a friend of Jamel really try to learn English also so they can be your friend? I mean, what was the biggest challenge growing up in a country where you cannot even speak the language, yet you,
So
yeah,
yeah,
grew up
yeah, for
there?
sure. I get that. So one of, I guess, the biggest challenge is also that like cultural border, and in general, the biggest challenge for me is that culture shock, in the different growing up in and being accustomed in different countries and cultures. Like I had to learn a lot in terms of like language norms, societal norms, even school environments. And also another big challenge I would say is making friends that last,
Uh-huh.
because whenever I do move, I would have to, disconnect from them or would not be able to see them physically, and kind of giving us like a boundary and a hindrance from actually having that contact. So yeah, that's
Yeah,
one
I
of the
know that
biggest
must
things.
have been a little hard. Plus, you were still very young, 6 years old. So
Yeah.
really, yeah.
Yeah.
And kids, you can easily adapt. For some reason,
Hmm.
kids are like very adaptable to any change of the environment. And 6 years in Japan, when you went back at 6 years old in the Philippines, how was it? How was it like to come back to your native country at 6? And do
Oh,
you feel like you've missed a lot
my
growing up in the Philippines?
my first thought would say it's so hot. That's my first thought. I went into the restrooms and I was literally, I think I was, my mom told me I was crying of how hot it was, and the environment is just a lot different from Japan. But I mean, after some time, I got to adjust to it, which is really good. At least, I got to adapt to it. And yeah, it's a lot different from Japan. It's definitely like what I said, really hot compared to Japan. And having that same hot season all year round was kind of a little surprising to me. But
Mhm.
after some time, I got to adapt to it.
So if I mean, if I'm just curious, which one you enjoyed better, like Japan or the Philippines? Because I know you stayed there not really just not for the most part of your life. You kind of split. The first 10 years of your life was split between the Philippines and Japan. So which one did you enjoy most, and what are the most memorable memories that you had in each country before you came to the US?
So, hmm. I would say, I mean, they were equally as enjoyable. Maybe because of my age being kind of really young in Japan, it wasn't really, a lot of my memories were kind of more of a blur. But
Mhm.
in terms of my childhood memories, of course, it was Japan for me. That was like really fun. Like having random mascots just parade the city of Tokyo,
Uh-huh.
and going to like Sanrio and seeing like Hello
Oh.
Kitty and stuff. That's really like some fun moments for me. And with the stuff we did in school as well, we had a lot of
Mhm.
activities for every like season. One of them like during I believe it was spring.
Mm-hmm.
We would watch. My school would have like sakura trees, and we would watch them fall a lot. And we had this one time where we painted them,
Uh-huh.
and then they were hung up. It was pretty cool, and we would eat this Japanese cultural food called odango. I believe it's when it's an occasion where when something to do with the moon. It was kind of blurry for me still, but I remember the taste of the odango, and it's actually really similar to Filipino rice cakes because it is like a rice
Oh.
delicacy. So
Uh-huh.
that's why I think I really enjoyed it. So yeah.
Uh-huh. What about the
And
Philippines? Yeah, because I
yeah,
know
in the
it's
Philippines, it was great. I mean, the Philippines was where I kind of started actually actively cultivating my passion and nurturing my talent for music.
Mhm,
And what's really a lot of the memories I had in the Philippines were like cultural experiences and experiences where I got to embrace and learn more about the Filipino culture. What I really loved about it was having those memories of having a celebration for Buwan ng Wika.
mhm,
And we would
mhm.
dress up in our Filipinianas. And I went to Obi Montessori, so our school was very, Filipino like culture
Mhm.
um, embedded in it. And because of my mom's job, again, a
Yeah.
lot of the cultural activities that we do there in the
Mhm,
Philippines, I became part of. So that's kind of how I got to really enjoy and be accustomed to it.
mhm.
And yeah, that's really some of the great memories. Yeah.
Wow. And what is your favorite Filipino food, if I may ask?
Whew, okay. That's hard. That's hard. I
Yeah.
have to think, but my probably favorite like main dish would be my mom's bulalo.
Oh, yeah.
I love the way my mom cooks bulalo. That's really great to me. But in terms of dessert, like I used to not like it, but now I do. Halo halo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a mixture of many different things, and many different ingredients. And I
Mhm,
guess I also found symbolism in that dessert itself, not just because of its cultural significance, but also because, I mean, here, like in Western culture, whenever I would talk about the dessert, people would usually get like grossed out about it and be like, "Oh, that's is that a good combination?"
uh-huh.
But it actually is, and it kind of symbolized a lot of the parts of my identity that
Yeah.
I kind of nourish, like the different parts of myself, and with also the Philippines being a melting pot. So I think it's my favorite dessert not only because of how it tastes, but
Mhm.
also because of its significance. So yeah.
Oh, I love halo halo too. And bulalo. Oh my God, especially when it's hot. And
Yes.
yes, and whew, I bet I want to taste MJ's bulalo one time. Just kidding.
Yeah, I'll let her know. I'll let her know.
Well, that's good because when you have not lived in the Philippines that long, sometimes kids tend to forget, right? They tend to forget where they came from. But
Yes.
I'm so pleased to hear from you, from someone who have not really spent that much in the Philippines, much of her time, but have that ingrained in you, the culture. And that's amazing because we have a saying in the Philippines, 'di ba? Na it says this way in Tagalog. I'm just gonna say it in Tagalog. It's a little bit hard to say it in English, pero sabi nila, hindi ka makakarating sa iyong paroroonan kung hindi ka marunong lumingon sa iyong pinanggalingan, right? So even though
Dr. Jose Rizal, yeah.
yeah. So that's amazing. I'm so glad to hear that from you, and that's very important. We are in a foreign
It
country,
is.
but we shouldn't lose our identity as Filipinos, right? Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? We already are at the end of the first segment of the show. See how fast it is. It's just so much
Yeah.
fun. So we'll be back after a short break, and when we come back, I'm going to read some of the comments from our viewers. So see you in a bit.
Tune into Legal Treats with attorney Eileen Ligote Dizon
every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time.
Get your weekly dose of legal knowledge, especially on family matters like divorce, child custody, child support, estate planning, probate and immigration.
Engage in discussions by posting your questions, comments, greetings, or shoutouts.
See you every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. That would be Saturday at 9 a.m. Philippines.
Don't miss out.
All right, we're back. And we have a lot of comments. I just want to read them. Okay. And I see here we have a lot of viewers in YouTube too, and a lot of comments. So let me just read some of the comments from our viewers. So from May De Vera and Sichel Quario. Good evening, Mom MJ and Mom Jamel, watching from Pangasinan. Yes, they are our regular viewers. And then we have Geraldine Garcia. Good evening, Texas. Watching from Villasis, Pangasinan. Yes, thank you, Geraldine. Another comment from her. Good evening, Mom MJ and Mom Jamel. Have a blessed day. Yes, thank you and bless you too. And then we have Daisel Miral Siaton. Good evening, Mom MJ, watching from Mindanao. Yes, we have a viewer from Mindanao. Yes. And then
Wow.
May De Vera, haha. If it's hot, all I can say is welcome to the Philippines. That's right.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I know. And then Mary Grace Rocapor. Good evening, Mom Jamel. Yes, good evening, Dao. And then we have Densho
Good
Esteriha.
evening.
Good evening, Texas. Good evening, Mom MJ, Mom Jamel, watching from Moncada, Tarlac. Wow. Yes, and then of course, MJ. Thanks, MJ, for the opportunity. Thank you, MJ, for sharing your beautiful daughter to our show. And then we have another comment from Mary Grace Cuverzosa. She is my sister. Hi, my ate MJ, and to the beautiful guest watching from Ilocos Norte. Yay! And then we
Wow.
have Jo Marie Esterija. Good evening, Ma'am MJ and Ma'am Jamel, watching from Pangasinan. Yes. See, we have a lot of viewers, and thank you so
Yeah,
much
we
for
do.
watching. We have a
Thank
really
you.
beautiful guest. We have a celebrity
Thank
quality guest
you.
tonight, as we always have in the show. So, going back, so I was talking about how we should keep our identity as Filipinos wherever we go, right? And it seems like our young guest tonight already has that in her personality, that she's proud to be a Filipino, and we are proud of you, because you have
Thank
come a
you.
long way living in Japan, going back to the Philippines, and now you're in the United States of America.
Yep.
Tell us about how your journey, your first few years here in the US. But before that, I think I remember you said earlier that it's when you went back to the Philippines where you actually started singing. Tell us about that first, because I don't want to miss that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. Okay, so well, I mean, I kind of started developing it more in the Philippines. My mom kind of noticed a little bit of that talent in me in Japan, but when I came to the Philippines, um I mean, I wasn't really much paying attention to it per
Mhm.
se, but when I went to school in Obi Montessori, in Green Hills, like I said earlier, and there actually I was new, and it was still quite of a culture shock for me. But one time during class, when I was in second, I believe, or third grade,
Mhm.
my friends went out and came in with these really, really pretty dresses.
Uh-huh.
They were like pink and blue, and I was like, "Hey guys, like, whoa, y'all look great. Um, what's it for? Why do you have your makeup on? You guys look really good. What's it for?" And then they said, "Oh, it's our outfit for the performance happening later for a choir." And I was
Uh-huh.
like, "Choir? Is that where you sing and whatnot?" And then they said yes. So then I was like, "Oh, I would like to join that, but I don't know if I could sing or whatnot." But the teacher for choir held auditions the week after that, I believe. So then I
Uh-huh.
was like, you know what? I want to dress too, so I'm gonna audition. And I auditioned, and I got in. So
Uh-huh.
ever since then, I started to really find my passion in music, and
Yeah.
started to nurture that from there. So yeah.
Wow. That's amazing because we have a lot of talented Filipinos. Like
Yes, we
singing,
do.
it's like rice is a staple in the Philippines, right? It's like singing is part of our everyday life. I mean, it's a lifestyle
Hmm.
in the
It
Philippines.
is. It is.
Yes. Is there anybody in your family though that you think you got this talent from? Do you know if you have anybody like aunt or cousins or uncle?
So
Yeah.
a lot of my cousins actually sing, and my grandfather. But honestly, I feel like the acquirement of my musical inspiration and influence is like from back then in my childhood was mostly from the Filipino culture itself, because
Mm-hmm.
for most of my childhood I was just literally like with my mom because I was in a different country. So I guess I also acquired it from my mom in a way, for her love for music, from even watching telenovelas and
Uh-huh.
teleseries on TFC in Japan. And then just simply being around the Filipino community, going to karaoke parties when I was little, really influenced my love for
Mm-hmm.
music now. So that's I think really how it blossomed in some ways. Yeah.
Yeah. So in the Philippines before you came to the US, what is the most memorable performance you had as far as your singing or any other like talent other than singing? Like part of a program in the school, or what is the most memorable one before you came to the US?
Yeah, so in the Philippines, when I was still going to school in Obi Montessori, we had a spectacle in, I believe it was 2016. It was for the
Uh-huh.
50th anniversary of our school, and Miss Leia Salonga was there, and she
Oh,
performed. And
yeah.
what we did as the choir, we all kind of like backed up for her, sang with her on stage at that spectacle. It was, I believe, I forgot where it was, but it was in Pasay, I
Mm-hmm.
believe. And we sang with her, and we actually got to go to her dressing room, and get to say hi to her a little bit. So that's definitely one of my most memorable ones in the
Wow.
Philippines.
So
Yes, yes, yes.
after seeing her, like Leia Salonga, she's an international star, right? She's an
Mm-hmm.
international artist. So after that encounter with her, how did you feel? And did you tell yourself, oh, I'm going to be like her someday? So, what was the effect of that close encounter with her, being an international artist and having that stage in your life where you were developing and nurturing your passion for music? How did that affect you?
I definitely felt very empowered
Uh-huh.
to move forward with my endeavors in music, and also inspired a lot of my interest in Broadway. And like, especially with her performance in Les Miserables, like that
Mhm.
definitely took the cake for me, and how on why I really love Broadway up to this day.
Mhm.
And it was just a moment for me to kind of think about the things I want to do, the things I want to achieve, with my talent, and the things I would like to still do in the future. So that's definitely how I felt about that.
Wow. So other than, I bet you idolize or you look up to Leia Salonga, especially with that encounter. But other than Leia Salonga, who is your favorite artist in the Philippines? That's yeah.
In the Philippines, Moira de la Torre.
Wow, I
Love
know she's
her,
so
love her a
good.
lot. Yeah, I love her a lot. I love the music she makes. And it's really also, although her music is kind of emotional, it's very I like her songwriting.
Mm-hmm.
And her voice especially, it's amazing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I know. She was here not too long ago, right?
Yes.
So, and
Yes.
you got the opportunity to be one of the front acts in her concert,
Yes.
right? You were
The
part of the
openers for
group.
her.
Yes, opening act.
Yes.
So that's amazing. So now fast forward coming to the US. I know it's another foreign country and it's like you're you got comfortable, I bet, with living in the Philippines. You were just having fun because like 6 to 11 years old, it's like really one of the most fun part of being a child or being a kid, right? Was it hard for you to leave the Philippines and come to the US? Especially, I bet you already had like friends. You have built that, relationship with kids your age and all that, and you have adjusted to the Philippines. You were enjoying your time. How was it coming to another country at that stage of your life?
Yeah, so going like the feeling of also leaving all of these people that I love behind, my family, my friends, and all the other people I've connected with in the Philippines, it definitely was a heart-wrenching experience kind of, but also it was like if I can't be a softie for this, I got to be like, strong, I got to be independent with this. So um it's, I mean, learning how to adapt to change once the knowledge of getting here comes. It was a lot for me to process, I would say. It was also mentally challenging for sure, having
Mm-hmm.
to leave a lot of these people behind and having to adjust, like, my body, my mindset, my I guess my, like, how I would talk, how, like, with a new environment, which is kind of, like, I would say, really hard. So it was really
Mm-hmm.
difficult for
Hmm.
me. But I mean, we got through it. So most
Yeah,
important thing, we got through it.
yeah, that's good. And I think because Obi Montessori is an international school, right? So
Yeah.
how was being a student from an international school? How was it helpful or beneficial for you coming to the US? How was it? The preparation in school, was there a difference? Was there a big adjustment on your part or it wasn't really that bad?
So yes, and no. I would say there was a really big adjustment from coming from school there to coming to school here. Well, I would say, like, Obi Montessori would have that cursive writing requirement, where we're required to write cursive and learn cursive. So I had to learn how to write cursive, and then I came here. People didn't understand my
Yeah.
cursive, so that was just one of the, like, the small things that kind of I had to
Uh-huh.
adjust to. But the curriculum itself at Obi Montessori allowed me to have a more well-rounded perspective as well,
Uh-huh.
which became a beneficial key to, you know, even the adjusting
Uh-huh.
process into this new environment that I went into. So that's that. Yeah. And yeah, it's really mostly it's well-rounded curriculum that I really liked. But in terms of, like, some other things, it was a big adjustment because when I did come to school here, like, there were certain things like uh we needed to have a hall pass to use the restroom, and I said that I didn't have to do that in the Philippines, you know?
Yeah.
And then I would say also one of the biggest difference between curriculums and school environments in the Philippines compared to here in the US is the student to teacher relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I talked about this to some other people as well, but what I noticed was that in the Philippines, it's a lot more, I would say, like, by the books professional
Mm-hmm.
rather than more close relationships between students and teachers. While here, it's like the teachers would make some small talk with you and will ask you about your personal life a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a normal thing for them here, and that's one of the culture shocks I got. But
Mm-hmm.
now seeing those two perspectives, it's like really mind blowing and kind of a life changing experience for me. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think I've noticed in the Philippines, there's really that distance, right? There's that
Mm-hmm.
distance between the teacher and the student. That's why it's very common in the Philippines. We call it, oh my God, my teacher is a terror or something like that, because they really want you keep that distance because they're there to guide you. And I think it's harder in the Philippines. The curriculum is harder because they're all by the book, as you're right. They just really want you to study, study, study. Here, they have a lot of different ways to even make up for like a grade that's not, I mean, I can tell the
Yeah.
difference too because I have a daughter who's your age, and
Mm-hmm.
my sons, got their degrees here in the US too. But anyway, it's getting so exciting and interesting, and we're just being carried away by the story of our beautiful guest. But we gotta go on another break, and when we come back, we will continue chatting with Jamel. See you in a bit.
Welcome to Season 4 of Be Bold. Why not? Get ready to make bold changes in your life with MJ Concepcion. Dive deeper into the discussions. Listen to the unstoppable voices of MJ and her guests, the legends and the rising stars. Join the celebration of talent, sport, passion, and the power of music. Tune in every Monday 7 p.m. Central, Tuesday, 8 a.m. Philippines. See you there.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I am here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
All right, we're back. We're back with our beautiful guest. Now we are in the US. We've talked about Japan. We've talked about the Philippines. Now, your first years in the United States. How was it? How was your first few years? Especially in school. I know you're a very smart kid. I know you are because I see your mom's posts. You're like a high achiever. I know it's school is probably not a challenge for you, but you're probably having fun and all that. But how was your first few years? Because I know you've been here so since 11. Is it since 11? So about six
Yeah.
years already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So other than the cultural shock and the difference in probably the curriculum and other minor things that may have required you a little bit of, resilience and adjustment and all that, how was it your first few years?
So honestly, my first year in school was sixth grade, and I actually didn't have the best grades. Because the first day I actually walked into class, the teacher gave me a test, and I said, "Oh, it's my first day here. I don't know anything." And she told me to guess. So I was a little bit like off. I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I got a really bad grade, of course, because I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing about what they were learning. So my first year here was really rough. It was one of the biggest challenges I had to overcome. Having adjust to this new school system environment, the people around me, societal norms especially, and
Mhm.
doing that in like during a time when the school year already started. It was kind of hard for me. So yeah, that's how it was. My early years were kind of hard, but once I got into middle school, seventh grade, I started to get more accustomed to it. But the pandemic kind of hindered me from
Yes.
having that school experience, full school, middle school experience. But I'm glad I got to go back and go into high school in person. So that's really what's good. But yeah, early years was a struggle for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know the pandemic, oh my gosh, I can remember like how we were all quarantined in schools. They had to do online and all that. I mean, it was just hard. It was just hard for everybody. And now that we're out of it, we're glad that we are back to, actually person to person and like going to school life because there's nothing more than really connecting with your fellow students, with people in the community, and just have that in-person interaction because that's how we build our social skills, right? So anyway, so when did you start singing? I mean, I bet you, when did you start to flourish in your singing here in the US? Because I know in the Philippines you already have kind of started, but at what age did you actually start here in the US, and how was the beginning of like showing your talent in school or in the community? How was it here in the US?
Love this question. Okay, so the first really appearance that I made to actually formally sing was at the Philippine consulate,
Mm-hmm.
with my good friend Ringo Gonzalvo,
Mm-hmm.
and of course the amazing Mr. Vincent Evangelista.
Uh-huh.
So we had a performance at the Philippine consulate. I believe it was a tourism event, and that was really the first time I actually kind of got out and performed with actually like a solo performance. I believe I sang the Little Mermaid, Part of Your World, that time. So that
Mm-hmm.
was really the first time. I would say it was about 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
when I was 14.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so that's really the first time I got to perform. But I mean, in school, before that actual first performance, I was in my intermediate school's showstoppers
Uh-huh.
choir, and my choir in middle school. But because of the pandemic, unfortunately we didn't get to further our endeavors and the things that we could have done. But yeah,
That's good.
that's
Yeah, I know. You got to sing with Enteng. He's a singer in the Philippines. He's a professional singer. So that must have been really good. And what's his name? Yeah, Gustavo. He's very good. His voice
oh,
is
Ringo,
great.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's good too. I've heard him sing as well. So when you perform after that performance at the consulate, Philippine consulate, what came after? Like did you have more exposures in the community? Would you have more gigs? And how did that come about? Like, share as what concerts or community events, other stuff that you have performed at.
Yes, no, for sure. After that, if my memory is sharp enough, I performed at Marcelito Pomoy's concert.
Yes.
I think that was really like the first. I'm not sure if that was the first concert, but one of the first ones. I got to perform and really, get out of my comfort zone there, and got to sing. So because of that, I got to get a lot more people kind of started knowing about me having the ability to sing. So
Mm-hmm.
then after that, I got to do a lot more things, and go to a lot more events where I could sing, within the Filipino community.
Mm-hmm.
And in 2020, that was 2022. And in 2022, I was grateful enough to get the Gawad America, uh, Teen Artist of the Year,
Mm-hmm.
in Hollywood, California. So that was a really one of my memorable experiences.
Wow.
So that was great. Yeah. So that's
Wow.
that.
That's amazing. So now I know that, yeah, I've seen you perform at Pomoy's because I know Mara and Angel too performed. So I think that was the first time I've probably seen you perform. And yeah, you love Broadway, right? So do you sing more
Yes.
Broadway than any other genre in music?
So in terms of, I would say, performances, a lot. Broadway takes a good chunk of it. I wouldn't say it's all of it, but most of it, yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
I love pop too, so I do sing a little bit of it. But mostly, if it's like a formal performance, it would be Broadway, and it would be a lot more, focused on that. Like Les Miserables on my own, and
Mm-hmm.
then
Mm-hmm.
like one of my favorites also. It's all the buzz right now. Defying Gravity from
Oh
Wicked.
wow,
So
yes. Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Do you play instruments?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I play guitar, ukulele, and a little bit of the piano, but not a lot. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
mostly guitar. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, not to forget, one of my events that I also got to perform in was Summer Leyte, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
In their gala in 2022, I got to perform also with Ringo, and I've got to perform also in their native language, a song in their native language. So that was an amazing experience as well, because it really like opened my eyes to the well-roundedness and differences of the Philippines and how much dialects we have. So that
Mm-hmm.
was really amazing.
Yes, yes. I know it because you speak Tagalog very fluently, and that's amazing because you didn't even grow up in the Philippines yet. You speak
Yeah.
so good. I mean, how do you keep that? I bet your mom probably speak Tagalog at the house. Is that right?
Yes, speaking Tagalog at home helps a lot. And I guess being around the Filipino community is definitely one of the factors that helped me maintain it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know a lot of, like, I would say, like, children my age from what's it called, from school or from different cultures, they would usually just be around like their friends, but
Mm-hmm.
opening my horizons to still be around the Filipino community and still
Mm-hmm.
keeping and nurturing my language, our language, is definitely something that helped me, maintain it. And yeah, I think also just talking to my mom at home,
Mm-hmm.
watching series and
Yeah.
teleseries that are Tagalog,
Uh-huh.
helped me maintain my language. So yeah, that's and I love Tagalog. I love speaking it. And it's also really great on college applications to say that you're bilingual. So
Yes, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. That's amazing because I know my kids they grew up here, so it's like they can't even
hmm
speak Tagalog. They understand, but they can't really speak it because they didn't have that chance also to actually speak the language. So probably
hmm
your because you were on your like 11 years old. I think those are formative years, so you actually have already learned the language and spoken it and all that. So I think that's a really great advantage for you. And you're right. And if you're bilingual, you're people who are bilingual, they say they're really smart because they work their brains, both sides of their brains. So yeah. So how is it between school and doing your gigs or your singing? How do you manage that?
So I guess that's honestly, I'm not even, I mean, I do have a lot of things going on, but I'm not the best at time management. But time management is the key per se. Just having a schedule, organizing the things that you need to do with in terms of like what time you need to do them, and having
Mhm.
discipline as well is definitely a factor that helped me with it. I mean, I kind of also have this internal motivation of I have to do it, because I mean, I do want to pursue a career and go to college here, so to look
Mhm.
good on the applications, I definitely want to do it. With singing, I not only balance my schoolwork and my singing, but also volunteering and a lot of groups that I'm part of. For example, I'm part of a Houston Royal Oaks Leo Club.
Mhm.
I'm the president of it, and we're a volunteering international club where we help out the community and serve
Mhm.
the community and the Houston youth. Yeah.
Wow, I know that's that's the beauty of the United States. I mean, there's like tons of opportunities, not just to grow yourself academically, but to grow your leadership, right? And that's
hmm
one thing. I think that's a strength in the culture here in the US because they encourage students to volunteer not just in organizations, but there are a lot of associations or shelters or anything because they encourage you to do that because that would look good, and that I think that's developing the leaders in the youth like you. And this is a great opportunity because I'm not sure if we have that as a strong in the Philippines. I
Mm.
got my education from there, but I'm not really exactly sure if that's the same. But here, community volunteering, I mean, anything you can do. And because that also would count to your application, right, for college and everything. So that's good because
Yeah.
I can see a leader in you. You are very
Thank you.
talented. You are really a very rounded, well rounded, teenager. Le-
Thank
and
you.
you'll be in college soon. So I bet your
Yeah.
mom is so proud of you because you're doing really great. You're doing really well. And that's what's important in life is you are able to live the life that you deserve and that you go after your dreams. Like you
Mhm.
dare to actually take the step to go for your
Mhm.
dream. And that's what we want our viewers and anybody listening or watching us tonight to
Mhm.
encourage you all to follow just like Jamel. She has been living her life the she wants and that's what this show is all about. Anyway, we are already like at the end of the third segment of the show. So when we come back, we will continue with Jamel and we're going to talk about her single when we come back. It's going to be exciting. So see you in a bit.
Join us for a captivating new series where Lon sits down with the trailblazers of the music and entertainment world. Discover the stories behind the faces and voices that shape our culture and community.
We will bring you exclusive interviews with industry legends and rising stars. Behind the scenes insights and get a peek into the creative processes and personal journeys. Artists and performers and their upcoming shows and events.
Stay tuned for more updates and sneak peeks. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel.
Beyond Health and Wellness Dr. Rich and Nurse MJ. Let's explore the journey to holistic well-being. Listen to insights that inspire a healthier, happier life. Uncover. Empower yourself. Take charge of your well-being. Whether you're looking for tips on nutrition, mental health, or fitness, this show is for you. Beyond Health and Wellness. Every Friday 8 p.m. Central Time, that's Saturday 10 a.m. Philippines.
All right, we're back. Oh my gosh, Jamel, I can't believe we're like almost done. And
I
I'm
know. I
yeah,
know.
you
It
have
went by
shared
fast.
so much of your story, and I'm so inspired. I mean, I just salute kids like you. You know that
Thank you.
you are following your dream. I know that it's not gonna stop there, right? You're gonna continue to pursue it, and now you got a single that's been released and composed by a very famous composer in the Philippines. So let's talk about your single. Let's show them. Yeah. Tell us about that, Jamel, and what inspired you, or what's the inspiration behind your song?
So plot twist is actually, I mean, like, by the amazing Mr. Benny Saturno and the amazing lyricist Miss Ana Saturno Cruz. Well, mostly what Mr. Benny Saturno tried to I would say like shape the song around kind of my interests in kind of what I wanted to convey.
Mm-hmm.
And he asked me actually who's your favorite musical artist, and I know I'm basic for it, but I love Taylor Swift. I told him that, and he sent me this demo, and I really liked it, and
Mm-hmm.
it's a really good song that conveys a high school relationship, a basic
Uh-huh.
high school relationship, and it talks about the differences between both individuals in the relationship. And the reason why it's called plot twist is because what the I would say the narrator, or like what I'm singing about here, I'm it's something that's unexpected to happen because of how different each person is in the situation. They found the similarity in that silver lining between them, which makes it such a plot twist. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's I really love it. And it's so Taylor Swift high school coded, so I
Uh-huh.
really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's appropriate for your age, and everybody goes through these types of relationship. It's part of growing
Yeah.
up. I mean, we cannot deny that because sometimes we parents were like, "No, you're too young, to have relationships and all that." But we've been there, we've done that. So it's good that you have this awareness. Through the song, you wanted to convey this real life situations that we all go through, and that inspire your kids of your age, right? And it's
Yes, for
amazing.
sure.
So when was this release? How long has it been? Yeah.
So it was released in October 2023. It
Mm-hmm.
actually was well, I performed it for the first time at um not well no not for the first time, but well, I actually like released it during Angeline Quinto's concert here.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for to Spotlight Meg, by the way, Ate Geraldine, and
Mm-hmm.
for everybody who had me there. It was an amazing experience. I got to sing it in October. I forgot the exact date, honestly, but it was October of last year. So yeah.
Wow, wow, that's great. I bet we would probably want to hear a little bit of your song later. Yeah,
Sure,
we'll
sure,
ask you to
sure.
sing part of it so our viewers you will have an idea about the song. But what else do we expect from Jamel in music, in your in your studies or in academics, in everything? What do you want to become? Like, what do you want to
So
pursue in college?
what you expect me to do is go places. I expect myself to go places. I would hope so. Um, but for college, I would like to actually be a political broadcast journalist.
Uh-huh.
And I would like to take. I want to major in political science. So yeah, in mass communication, public relations, and in the political realm, also to represent the Philippines in some way in the political aspects of modern day American society, and with a lot of current events and a lot of societal norms that are revolving around today's world in American society. It's definitely something I want to also give a new perspective on it, which is why I do want to major in what I want to major. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. I know you've been prepared to be a leader all your life with all your community involvement and all your performances in the community. I bet that's how life works. We are every stage of our life we go through experiences is that are preparing us for what really we are born to do in this life. So you're very well spoken. You are a
Thank you.
I think wow, political science is great for you because I can see it. And in broadcasting and journalism, I think that's what you've been being prepared. But I want to read more comments. Let me see here. Okay. May Taylor says, watching from Houston. Wow, thank you, May. And then we have Joanne Esteriha. God bless to all Mom MJ and Mom Jamel. And then Densho Esteriha, thank you for sharing Mom MJ and Mom Jamel. God bless all po. Thank you so much. And then Daisel Miral Siaton, good evening, Mom MJ watching from Mindanao. And then we have Javita Reyes. Have a blessed day, Mom MJ and Mom Jamel watching from
Thank you.
Pangasinan. Yes. And then we have Aramina Ungria. Thank you, Mom Jamel, for sharing your experience with us. Thank you.
Of course.
And then
Thank you.
yeah, and Neil Bautista. Tito Neil Bautista and the Bautistas are very proud of you. Jamel Aprilia Cova Mariano. Wow, kumpletong-kumpleto pa yung tito mo. Thank you so much for watching. And then we have Minette Sardia Chu. So proud of our Leo President Jamel Aprilia. It's a little bit hard for Aprilia Cova.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Aprilia Kova,
Mariano,
yes.
she's such an amazing, talented, and beautiful young lady. Thank you, MJ, for
Thank
having her
you.
in your show. She's truly an inspiration to our youth from Tita Minette and the Houston Royal Oaks Lions. Thank you po for sharing her with us. And then, of course, we have Tito Florencio Ginhawa watching from Houston. Thank you, Tito Flor, for watching. And we have a comment here from MJ, my katukayo, and Jamel's mom. Plot twist by Jamel. Watch and sing along on YouTube and Spotify. Yes, yes. And there you go. A lot of our comments. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. And I know Tita Minette's actually our Lion Leo advisor. Just to promote Houston Royal Oaks Leo Club, if there are any youth in Houston that would like to get volunteering hours and actually serve the community,
Mhm.
we're open. Just DM us on Instagram at Leos of Houston if you would like to join us. Yeah, Mara can join too if she would like
Okay.
to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. She's so busy. Oh my God, I wish she has
Yeah.
time. But she has school clubs too. Like she's part of the Filipino Students Association. She's like the
Yeah.
president in their school. And then she has the Korean Korean Association, although she's not Korean. But she's, K Rush. We also have a comment from Bobby, although I can't see his comment. But Bobby Reyes, thank you so much for watching. I know you've been watching us, and thank you. You're back in the country, right? You're always. And we also have Tita Tess Twazon is watching as well. And although I cannot see their comments, I bet they're cheering for you, Jamel. I bet they're cheering for
Thank
you.
you so
You
much
know.
for everybody watching. I'm really
Yeah.
glad y'all are here.
Yeah, you are truly an inspiration. We need
Thank you.
more. We need more of our youth to be like you. So I'm glad that I got the opportunity and chance to share your story, because I bet you have inspired a lot of our viewers, and you're just like an inspiration to parents like me. Everybody wants to have
Mhm.
their children have a bright future, and it seems like you've been working on your bright future all your life, and
Yes.
God has given you the platform to use your talent. You've been sharing it to the community. Now you have bigger dreams that I know you will try to achieve, especially going to college. But I bet you you're prepared. You're ready to do it. I know
I
you're
would
gonna do
hope
great.
so. I mean,
Yeah.
I have to be, so yeah.
Yes, yes. Anyway, somebody is wanting to hear a sample of your song. So I think this is a part now where you can sing for us a little bit before.
Yeah, I guess it will
Yeah.
be a cappella. I hope
Mm-hmm.
that's okay. Yeah.
Okay, of
So
course, of course.
I'll sing the chorus of Plot Twist. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get a sip of water first. Hold
Okay.
on. You and me, we're land and sea. I'm safe inside your world and free. And you and me, we're obviously like day and night. We're contrary, so why does it feel like somehow this could be for real? You're a plot twist, can't resist. Can you be my lover? You're a plot twist, can't resist. Wanna see you later.
Wow, yay. Thank you, Jamel, for
Thank
singing for
you.
us. Yeah, and good luck on all your endeavors. I know you will go a long way. I can see a bright future for you, because you are just amazing. When
Thank
you know
you.
what you want, I think that's the most important in life, is when you have clarity on what you want in life and you go for it. That's already the first step of success. So I know that you're going to be successful in your endeavors, because you already have built the character, you have the skills, you have the talent. You can do anything pretty much. You can live a life in your own terms, and you're just young, but you already have built that, and you have built that foundation. And I salute your mom, because I bet
Yeah.
she did a great job raising you, and you, with your experience and with your journey in life, you have come this far and you go further. I know God has a lot of great plans for you, so I wish you the best. And
Thank you so much.
you're welcome. Just your last few words for our viewers before we see who's going to win our game tonight. So, your final words of inspiration to all viewers, especially to the youth, if you can
Hmm.
just, yeah.
So one of my favorite quotes, I would say, it takes sun and rain for a flower to grow.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about that is that, you would need all these good things in life, but you also need these bad things to build you into the person you are. And
Wow.
just have faith and trust yourself and the people who believes in you and supports you. And even though, especially like as a student myself and as a teenager myself, sometimes I would be like, oh, I wish I had like a lot of like a huge amount of friends like this other person or like this. But it's important to remember that even if it's quality over quantity, like
Mm-hmm.
as long as you have just like even one person supporting you, that's enough reason for you to keep going. And I know it's kind of cliche, but yeah, don't give up. And it's, I know you were talking about how it's important to have clarity in life, but
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are times in our life that we don't have clarity on things, and we kind of like get into this whole in our mind and thinking of a plethora of negative things. But it's really important to fight back from it, and
Mm-hmm.
especially like when you're in groups of people and when you're working with a lot of other people and your friends or teams, and let's say you get into conflicts or whatever. What I always say is that the conflict is a problem, and you're not supposed to be against each other. You should be against the conflict instead of each other. So that's something I really would like to emphasize. So yeah.
Wow.
And yeah.
Wow, what a profound and what a beautiful words of wisdom from a 17-year-old, right? What amazing, amazing. You know, you have shared to us so much with your beautiful story. And let's find out who's our winner for our game tonight. Wow, Alvin Reyes, congratulations. Congratulations for winning. And just message me so I can send you your prize. Again, Jamel, thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. I know your time is precious and your
Thank
story
you for
is
having
some
me. Thank you for
yes,
having me.
is something really that can inspire a lot of our youth and what's needed most at this time. You know, we are living in a quite chaotic world, but because of kids, or I don't want to call you kid, because of young ladies like you, we have a future. You are one of our future leaders, so keep it up, my girl. And thank you, MJ, again for sharing your beautiful daughter with us tonight in Be Bold Why Not. And to all
Mm-hmm.
our viewers, just keep following your dream. Just
Uh-huh.
like Jamel had said, rain and sunshine, those are part of life. Without struggles, we cannot be a strong person. That's how we build our character, our
Yes, for
resilience.
sure.
Yes. So,
And yeah, before we go, I also kind of wanted just to say thank you to a lot of the all the people that has supported me in my endeavors, especially my mom, my family, the organizations that I've been part of, and that I participated in and sung in, and for being, and especially Kuya Enteng Evangelista for being such a big inspiration to me in music. And yeah, so I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much, Tita MJ, for having me here. I'm so blessed to have this platform and this opportunity to be able to speak my truth and share my story and inspire others. Thank you so much.
wow, thank you. It's a blessing to have you on the show, Jamel. Thank you very much. And again, in whatever you do, we wish you the best. And to everyone who have watched us tonight, join us again for next week for another inspiring story. And thank you for supporting Be Bold. We love you and God bless everyone. Good night.
Bye.